Hey there, thanks for joining us for this next lesson as we get into the details of budgeting for your study away experience. One of the most important considerations to a study away semester is the budget. If you don't have money to study abroad or away, you'll be in trouble from the very beginning. This is especially important because not only will you want to do extra fun stuff while you're away, but you'll also want a bit of a contingency in case something goes wrong and you need to get out of there fast.
First of all, we suggest you start by looking at what is and isn't covered by your program. The biggest costs are tuition, housing, food, and transportation or travel. If these are covered by your program, great. But if not, keep in mind you'll be paying for them one way or another. If your program doesn't cover housing or food, hopefully you can arrange options that cost around the same as what you would have spent if you were living back in your college town. You also have to pay for your flight to and from your destination, and any extra travel that you want to do once you're there.
In my case, since my program was through my university, the tuition, program fees, housing, and most food was included, as well as a bunch of day trips. Our flights were even covered by the university. Still, I set aside extra money for a few trips that I took without the university group. And I had an extra budget for splurging on food, souvenirs, and such. I'd say I maybe spent $1,000 out of pocket. Now, keep in mind, I also paid for a full semester's worth of tuition, room, and board back at my home university.
My experience was a little less planned out. I had to take care of my own flight in and out of Wales and all the trips I did while I was there. I had to pay for all of my food, too. I'd say I spent about $4,000, plus my normal tuition and room back home.
Both of us used the summer before we studied abroad to save up money for the experience. It's not really that expensive if you compare it to your normal cost of attending university. Some universities and programs even offer scholarships for study abroad and away experiences. We have a friend whose entire master's program in China was paid for through a Rotary Club scholarship. And I actually got a $3,000 travel allowance through the fellowship I had during undergrad. We encourage you to do some research to see if you qualify for any additional funding while away.
Finally, you'll want an exit strategy. What will you do if something awful happens? Do you have a credit card, a parent who can pick up the tab in an emergency? If the answer to both of those is no, then you'll want at least enough money for a return flight home, safe in a savings account, that you can access from abroad. To make sure you are budgeting for all of your needs while you're gone, check out our study abroad budget spreadsheet. Or if you're interested in learning more about budgeting for travel, Kayla has a Udemy course dedicated to the topic.
Budgeting is a complex thing, and obviously very personal, but we wanted to get you thinking about the big expenses you should plan for while you're gone. Think through these questions. What's already included in your program? How much will it cost to get there? What other expenses can you foresee? That wraps up budgeting, but like always, if you have any other questions, go on over to the Q&A section in this course to ask. Let's move on to the next lesson, where we want to talk more about banking and get a little more specific about some other money-related issues. See you there.